Mike, what are you eating? That looks amazing.
Oh, this? It's just a delicious Elsinore burrito from El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Is that nacho cheese sauce and hot Cheetos?
Nacho cheese, hot Cheetos, and their mouth-watering carne asada. And I'm dipping it in their creamy guac.
Creamy guac. Yum.
Giggity.
I guess this is a great time to remind everyone that if they're ever in the Inland Empire area, visit Ray at El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Yeah, totally. Check them out on Facebook.com/Ranchito Elsinore.
Or on their Instagram at Ranchito Elsinore.
Now I want me some Elsinore burrito and some of that creamy guac.
Giggity.
I can always give you some of my creamy guac, Jake. Just ask.
El Ranchito Taco Shop, Lake Elsinore.
More than just great Mexican food.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids.
I'll tell you how much we love you.
Today. Donate on
And now for the demon theme song. If you know, you know.
Welcome everybody to the podcast.
And technically, it's the theme song to hell.
Customer States podcast.
Anyways, well, it's another episode. And
Yeah, customer states, yeah. Let's just drink some beer.
Oh my God.
honey, it's not a twist.
Fix it. I need alcohol after listening to that.
On that note, I'm opening mine. Yes.
You guys are about to see how not
Nope.
good I am at this.
Don't do that.
I'm going to
Don't do that.
I like the fact that Allie just caught the lighter that I threw to her in her hand holding the beer.
Thank you.
That was captured on camera, by the way. That
Well
was
done.
not faked.
Then
And
we'll
that was
have
the
to
first
watch
attempt.
the video.
And here we
know-
go. Listen. Oh, I missed. Anyways.
Wow.
Hey, everybody,
Not
welcome back
me.
to another episode of Customer States. I am Jake Rikus. I am a service advisor and all that good happy stuff. Quick cheers.
Cheers,
Clinky
Fish.
dinky.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Mikey.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
This is a podcast about everything in the automotive industry, from good to bad to indifferent, and that fucking song we just went through.
Wow. Thank you for that. By the way, that
Also-
was a surprise from Mike. He caught all of us off.
Yeah, no
guard.
He
kidding.
did. Also,
Well done.
we
Thank
do
you.
not
Thank
sponsor
you.
Cars for Kids.
No, but it's a good cause.
It is a good
and
cause.
it's a hilarious
Nor
prank.
do we condone that song, but like I said, I'm Jake. I'm a service advisor. Been doing it for a little over 3 years now. To my left is the pod daddy, father, man of the hour, Mike Sarah.
We're not worthy.
Hey guys, Mike Sarah, senior master technician, shop foreman, transmission technician.
Wear many hats.
Wear of many hats, including this one from Travis Ferris at Justice Brothers. Thank you.
Nice.
And to my left is Eric Montenegro.
It is I. Hello, everybody.
Hello, beautiful.
Welcome back. Another week.
Welcome.
I hope everyone had a
Willkommen.
wonderful New Year's. Happy New Year.
It
Oh,
was
yes.
great.
Happy
It
New
was
Year's,
very good
everybody.
New Year's,
It's
yeah.
2022.
2022 is going to kick ass. I'm so excited.
I'm so afraid to say that because we all said that at 2020, the end of 2020.
I'm a very optimistic person.
Okay.
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And to be honest, even if it's not, I'll make do.
Yes, we will. Anyways, heavy line technician. Been doing it for 4 years. Now, my anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Happy anniversary. Yay.
Yay. Brown, 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 brown. Nicely
Well
done.
done. Yes, thank you. And
Getting the hang of this.
I'm trying.
I'm almost verklemmt.
You're going up from pod daddy to pod father.
before you know it, he'll be a pod god.
Climbing the rungs, as they would say.
Pod granddad.
To my left
Peepaw.
is the ostentatious Allie Paul.
Hello. I'm Allie.
Are
Allie
you?
Paul.
Are you?
I am.
Are you
Hi,
sure
Mike.
though?
Are you going to introduce yourself as Ali Rikus once I marry you?
Yeah, probably.
Aw,
Yeah.
I feel so special.
I don't see why not.
Oh, I can't wait for that day.
It's so nice. We'll probably get married in 5 years or so.
I've been engaged to David for 9 years now.
We've been
so,
engaged
yeah.
for 3. But I'm not just a person who's engaged. I'm also a warranty administrator.
You are.
Did you?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
professional.
Warranty professional. I do professional things. I administrate things. I do papers. I've been doing it for 12 years in May, so we're getting there.
You like to have fights with filing cabinets as well.
Oh, yeah. You should see the filing cabinet.
Oh God, I can only imagine.
It's got an indent of her body.
Just my
Like Wile E.
fist.
Coyote running through a wall.
Just my fist. Not today, filing cabinet. And
You lost traction.
yeah.
Yeah,
What?
she
No.
did. Yes,
No.
she did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
No.
You
Yes.
lost traction.
Good.
So
Oh, I did lose traction. I was like,
Thank you, guys.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're
Thank you.
welcome.
I didn't see
Oh,
that
baby,
one.
you're so pretty.
Kudos, kudos.
You.
So we have a new customer states, and this actually came in on a repair order today. And at the end of the day, I was, saying my goodbyes because we have to record and it's the weekend, blah, blah, blah. So at the end of the day, I was just saying goodbye to the advisors, and I saw this repair order on the desk. And, naturally, I'm a nosy Nancy.
Norman.
Nosy
Norman.
Ooh.
Hey, Norm.
What's
Hey,
up, Norm?
Thanks, buddy. Oh, by the way, drinks this week are provided by Kier Soleil. So thank you, Kier.
Here's here.
By the way, he
thanks,
does
Kier.
say his name like that. I'm not just making it because then
Oh,
he's
it's
on
Kerr?
the soundboard. No, it is Kier.
Oh.
But when he's
Kerr,
having fun, we go
Kerr.
Kerr.
Oh, I understand.
So thank you, Kier, for that. We
Yes,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
that.
We
Thanks,
love you.
Kier. Come back on the podcast, dude.
Yeah.
Love to have you back.
You're right down the street, so there's no excuse, man. I'll hit you up.
Yeah, we need somebody shorter than Allie here.
No one has been shorter than me.
Wait, we haven't had. I thought we did have somebody shorter than you. Maybe not.
Bean.
Bean. There you go.
So I was reading this repair order, and on the repair order it says, customer states, traction control light comes on only when at a fast food drive-through.
Wait, what?
Traction control light comes on only when stopped at a fast food drive-through.
That makes zero sense.
Is it made out of like all the fry grease has fallen
So
on the floor and
I
they
look-
can't get traction?
Quite possibly.
I looked to the service advisor. I said,
Please tell me you're joking.
what's going on here? He's like, oh no, he goes through drive-through, fast food drive-throughs all the time, and like that's like usually when it happens. I said, well, you probably shouldn't be eating fast food that much.
Yeah, that was the first thought I got too.
Judge Michael.
I'm just saying.
Sorry.
Processed foods, Okay,
They're
anyway,
bad.
If
It
they're
is bad.
bad, why do they taste so good?
True.
Because everything that's bad for you is delicious.
so as a tech, it's you're thinking about, well, what does that mean? Well, it just means that they're stopped for a long period of time, sometimes longer than a red light, and so brake system, things like that. There may be a problem. The pedal's sinking, the hydraulic control unit's bad, things like that. But again, just at first glance, when the repair order says customer states traction control light comes on only when stopped at a fast food drive-through.
the traction control light comes on one of the stop.
Well, you know where my brain went immediately.
McDonald's.
Very slippery there.
Oh my
McDonald's.
god!
Jesus.
Like you said, it's all the fry grease.
Yeah.
You just dump it.
Well, it's the transfer by the door. The
gotcha.
window from the car. It's the drippies.
If
You never
your
know.
food drips that much grease from the transfer from the window to your window, you
What
need
if
to
it's
get
open
different
24
food.
hours? That's a lot of drip.
this conversation lost traction real quick.
So I actually have two. I had two cars that came in today that had traction control lights. But first, just because you were growing up 90s kid, speaking of super greasy foods,
Are you calling me old?
No. What cartoon was the Choky Chicken from?
I don't know.
Oh my god. I can't think of it. It's with the chicken and it's the
Cow
cow
and chicken?
Yeah, cow and chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cow and
Sorry.
chicken.
I remember that.
Yep.
That was good. Yeah. Oh.
Yep. Bing bong. So first car that I got with traction light coming up.
I was thinking of chicken and cow from the South Park episode. Chicken and a cow.
A chicken and a cow. So guy calls and he's like, I'm going to have my car towed in. And this is kind of separate. Of course, the traction control light's on because of what he did. But he calls and he's like, yeah, I've got a bunch of lights on. And, he's all nonchalant explaining what's going on. This light's on, that light's on. And I'm like, oh, okay, what happened? Well, about that, I tried changing my own brakes. And the
Yeah.
and the pistons fell out of the calipers.
What the
That's
fuck?
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, he pressed the brake pedal when
Yep.
when the caliper was off.
Bingo.
Bingo. And also didn't put the car into maintenance mode and tried to force him into the
there's
actual
rears
caliper.
and- yeah.
Correct. Screw the EPB motor.
Can we explain he pressed the
I'm
caliper
sorry.
and the brake.
Was that the expensive piece?
I'm sorry.
Wait, hold
I
on.
need it.
I don't have that, but I'll trade you for this.
Man, nothing is fucked here. Nothing is fucked.
Well done, Allie. High five.
What did you want to
The brake caliper sits on top of the pads and it squeezes the pads together to slow the car down.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I'm there.
You there?
Okay, so and
Have you
and
arrived?
The brake caliper.
Have you arrived?
I've arrived.
The brake
I
caliper
hit the brake.
is controlled.
I used the caliper.
Did your
so-
traction control kick on?
We're past that one.
Oh, damn it.
The brake caliper is controlled by hydraulic pressure, and so you're forcing from one piston through a hydraulic system to another piston, right? So it's a cavity in a piston that slides in it with hydraulic pressure behind it.
That's what he said.
Like this. Okay, so when you have the brake caliper off of the rotor with the brake
There's
pads out of it,
nothing.
the brake caliper piston can extend further than its normal travel range with the brake pad material and the rotor material inside of that area.
Okay.
And so then it pops out of the brake caliper assembly over there somewhere.
Yep.
And
Oh, there's a lot of
Way over there.
like a lot of
Pressure.
pressure.
yeah, the braking system operates under 1,000 psi. So anyway, that's one of the issues. And back in the day, we used to be able to rebuild those. They would have rebuild kits for brake calipers. And
Not no more.
Yeah, and now it's all send them out,
And-
and then they get replaced, and you get a new one or a rebuilt one from a place.
Right. And with the Mazdas with the maintenance mode, if you don't put them into the maintenance mode and you force down the piston,
Oh, you screw the motor.
you screw the electronic parking brake motor, and then you're.
I think
and
that's
you-
any vehicle with an electronic parking brake.
correct.
Yes, absolutely.
Correct. And then with the new cars, when people are like, oh, no, I didn't do that, you can go in and the code is literally forced piston.
Oh, so we know exactly what happened.
Yes. So the guy after, like I said, super nonchalant, like, oh, just the lights are on. No big deal. I'm just going to have it freaking towed for no apparent reason. Then when we asked, he's like, I tried to replace my rear brakes. He's like, my one caliper and piston are all in pieces. My other one's not working. So we're like, okay, bring it in. Didn't tell him anything because people like that immediately, you don't want to scare them off when you first say, hey, there's a diagnosis charge. I totally know what this car is going to need, and it's going to be
$3,000.
It's going to be $1,800, 2 G's.
About 350.
So the car shows up, and sure enough, he goes, it has no brakes.
What kind of vehicle is this?
CX-5, 2015 or 16. And the cherry on top was when it got off of the tow truck, looking, because they pulled it up, so they dropped it nose down into the parking spot. From the back, he's got a Ziploc bag around the brake line holding all the brake fluid duct taped to it.
Oh my God.
So it's not leaking everywhere.
Wonderful.
So that was fantastic. So
Smart guy.
Yeah, right. So pretty much told him, dropped it off, dude, you wrecked it. There's no, and he's like, same thing. What, you can't rebuild it? It's like, no, it is R&R, the whole thing. You're going to need, pads, rotors, the electronic parking brake on both sides. Well, we said at least one. Then once we diagnosed it, we found that he forced the other piston and said,
Cool.
no, I only did it on this side. No, you didn't.
you didn't.
You can't lie to us. We can figure out everything. So I told him this is what it's going to be, sure enough, about 2 G's after tax. And he's like, well, I have no choice but to say yes, because he's like, I can't do the brake flush. He's like, I'm not even going to try at this point. And he got lucky because he did the fronts correctly. Those weren't damaged. So I'm like,
I would hope not. That's a
right.
basic system.
Right. So, at least it's not 4 G's. And then another car came in, 2011 Mazda 3, about, let's see, it was in July. So, 6 months ago? Yeah. 6 months ago,
Yeah.
we replaced the whole entire braking system was effed. We replaced the ABS module. We replaced
That's
the...
a common thing on those, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I knew it.
We replaced the ABS on it. We replaced the master cylinder on it. Redid the brake lines.
It's not the way the customer's like driving the vehicle.
No,
It's just a common
it fails
issue.
internally.
Okay.
So we replace all that stuff. Pedal falls straight to the floor. No brake power. Yada yada. They call today and they go, "Hey, my ABS lights on. My traction lights on. My this and that lights on." And Alex gets the call, and he says, "Okay, bring it in," because I wasn't at my desk. I come in. He's like, "Hey, sit down. You see this appointment? Read into it." Sure enough, we did all those repairs. And I asked him, I'm like, did you ask him if he's having starting issues? And he's all like, no, I was busy. We just put him on and told him to come in. Sure enough, thankfully, when he comes, I go, has the car had problems starting? And he goes, yeah, it has. I'm like, okay. And what lights are on? And he tells me all of it.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah. And I go, out of curiosity, how is your power steering? And he goes, while I was driving, it's just yanking left and right. I'm like, dude, it's your battery. It's nothing we did.
Really?
And he goes, oh, that can't be. It's a 6-month-old battery. I'm like, dude, I kid you not. A couple of days ago, I replaced a battery under warranty. The chick was back 2 days later and the battery failed. It doesn't matter. There's a lifespan for batteries that they should last. But if they sulfate or whatever, they're going to go bad.
I was just talking more about the fact that, a lot of these modules operate on, high amperages or request a lot from, the battery itself. And so usually like the first things that'll fail when a battery's going are like the ABS module or the power steering control module. It's got an electric steering rack, or like in the case of the Focuses and the Fiestas from that Ford makes, the transmission control module. There's 2 motors in there that control how the transmission operates. If those have yes, Allie.
So does the battery dying like fry these modules,
No.
or it just sends codes saying like, oh my god, I can't communicate?
Don't have enough power.
The modules don't have enough power to operate any of their normal functions.
Are your guys
Just a bunch of U codes
it's
or
still
whatever?
I was just
It'll
going to ask.
generate U codes.
It's all U codes for you guys too, right?
Yeah, U3003 is a low voltage
Right.
code.
I was going to say lost communication with TCM, lost communication with PCM,
400
wheel speed sensor.
U0401,
Yep.
U0101.
So basically that if like Mike was saying, if the modules don't have the proper voltage to operate, the car shits itself
Right.
in layman's terms.
That makes sense. I just wanted to make sure we
So-
didn't like replace a bunch of modules
No,
before
no,
we
no.
realized that.
It was all done under warranty too.
Yeah. So, and that's what I told the guy because
That would have
he's,
been a good segue for a later topic.
and the guy's freaking out because, I spent so much money. You guys messed something up. And I'm like, I'm not promising anything because I don't diagnose person to person. I'm not the tech. I will give you an
over
idea
the phone or in the service drive.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I can give you an idea of what I believe it is, but take it with a grain of salt. So I told him, look, man, with what you're telling me, I'm almost 90% sure I'm the battery, but I'm going to let the tech verify that. And he's like, oh my God, that would be amazing. So I'm like, well, don't yell at me and say that we did the work wrong. 7 months down the road is a long time for us to mess something up. If we mess something up, you would have
It's
known.
just a delayed fuck up.
And I also told him, I'm like, for the rare chance that it is the work that we did, you're still under the 1212 we guarantee.
So, and I was going to say that brings us into our recheck process, and a recheck, which gets a red sheet on the repair order, and it's not red to make you embarrassed. It's just red so that we know that it's red to make you embarrassed.
Oh, you mean you guys fill those out? Wow.
Yes, it is.
I'm so proud of you guys for filling those out.
Try to. I'm supposed to be involved with that, and so is my service manager. But
Cough, cough, Alex.
our recheck thing is 6 months or 6 months or 6,000 miles is considered a recheck.
We do 1212.
I consider it 1212, but under our service policy, it's 6 months, 6,000 miles. Something like that. Sam can chime in a chat and then let us know.
Is
if that's
that a dealer thing or a Ford thing?
Ford, I believe, is in the 6 months. Now, we have a warranty policy that if you pay for something on your car, we have a 12/12 warranty on that. Like if I overhaul the transmission and it's customer pay, you have 12 months, 12,000 mile warranty on those. If I put a transmission in it, however, you get, it's either 2 year, 24,000 or 3 year, 36,000 mile warranty. So that's also another swinging point for recommending an overhaul versus a complete exchange unit. Anyway, we're digressing from the story.
Can we like actually go back just a quick moment to the traction control light and saying like going through all the drive-throughs and stuff like that?
Yes. Yeah.
My new car has auto hold on
yeah.
it, and that's fucking a beautiful tool.
I like that.
Auto
I like
hold.
it too.
It's so nice.
It's only
I
good in
love
like
it.
a busy drive
Stop and
through.
go traffic.
Yeah, or stop and go
Or
traffic.
like if you're at the light and you need to, this is really dangerous. Probably
Reach
but,
over
like,
than the
you
passenger
need to like reach
floorboard.
over. Yeah.
When your cigarettes fall under your foot or the pedals.
We do not condone these actions.
No, definitely not.
Also, I just learned that I should probably use the parking brake more often. That's something that happened recently.
Realistically,
I don't use it.
You forget
realistically,
to put your car in park.
well, no.
Put it in park.
What Alex
Yeah.
and everybody was saying is, realistically, when you're on an incline, it's more important
on
to
a
use that.
hill.
But they're saying, if you don't want to put the
just
strain on the
turn my
actual
tires
transmission
the right
itself, and
way.
yada yada yada.
I always set my parking brake every single time I
I
park
just
the car.
don't
I do
do
too,
I do
but-
now.
Yeah,
But
I
like,
was taught from a kid. You
Yeah.
always set the parking brake.
It's a better procedure to not put the strain on the park ball in the.
that's what Alex said. He's like, "What? You never do that?" And I was like,
Listen,
I don't
it's a
know, I
big old
didn't
sprag, and it's
know.
right on the output shaft, and it's got a bunch of stuff around it. I mean, it's meant to keep your multi-thousand pound vehicle from rolling down a hill when you put it in park. But it's always better to have 2 safety devices instead of 1. So yes, it would hold it, but.
And in all honesty, how many times have they actually failed? But
There was a recall that Ford had on the Park Paul sprags for the.
"You're a
people,
sprag."
People are going to chime in, but there was a mounting bracket on, I believe it's the 6R140 transmissions.
those are words.
Bam.
Don't worry about it. Here, everyone, shut up. Those are words.
You found the button.
Good job, Mike.
Yes, no, there was a recall on those for the plate that holds it in place against the spring, and the plate would break or something like that. So you had to replace the little plate piece, and so they do fail sometimes, but not all the time.
Hey, I'm sorry. I told you guys to shut up. I feel bad.
No, that was funny. You
That
put your
was
hands
funny.
up and everything. Stop!
Listen to my voice.
So, Eric,
Moist.
what's your engine story?
My engine story. Oh God, Allie's calling.
There can only be
Dealer
one.
Alley.
There can
should
only
we
be
take
one.
Say hi. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
you
Should we take this?
Why
Go
not?
ahead.
Put
Yeah,
it on
go for it.
speaker.
Yeah, put it on
Why
speaker.
not?
Okay.
Mike can edit it out later.
Allie.
I'm assuming you found the card since you didn't come see me and I saw that you left.
Hey, we're recording the podcast. We're live with you right now. Say hi.
Oh, hi everyone.
This is the other Allie that we talk about really often on here.
Hi.
Our listeners know who you are.
Allie, I tried actually getting a hold of you in the service drive a couple of days ago to ask about a recall, but I got your, what would you call her?
My lovely voicemail.
No, not your voicemail, the receptionist. She
Yes.
Oh, Jessica.
Yeah, I answered the phone. I'm like, "Is this Allie? I've heard so much about you." She's like, "No, I'm the receptionist."
Alrighty.
Anyways,
I was just checking in on you. That's all.
thanks, babe. I'll call you later.
Okay.
All right, bye.
And I got to say, that's what I appreciate about it.
Absolutely perfect. So back to engine story.
Back to
Does she
engine
listen
story.
to this?
I don't know. Does
Okay.
she? Sometimes.
She's involved.
She's a maybe.
So I had a customer. This was outside of the dealer. I put in engine in his vehicle for him, and
But techs never do that.
what?
Do work outside of the dealership.
Oh please!
They never do that.
I went to 3 jobs outside of work last night alone, one right after the other. Ugh.
How many street corners is that?
It's all on one. They're all across from each other. I put an engine in his car.
Yep.
His sister needed work on her car. So long story short, she reaches out to me. Turns out she needs an engine in her vehicle too.
Oh, lovely.
I don't have the space or time. So I pawned it off on Robert. And
What's a
Oh,
Robert?
thank you for the hat, Robert. Robert
yes,
Shepard.
Robert
Jake loves his
Shepard.
pies.
Jake does.
Yes, I love it. I love his pies.
What
Phrasing.
is happening?
His last name is Shepard.
Oh, we do love his
Sell the bell.
pies.
Hashtag sell the bell.
Oh my god. Everyone thinks I'm so dumb now. I am. Sorry.
She's beautiful. See that red hair? It's
Hey,
actuve blonde.
Let's play everybody's favorite game. How many drinks has Allie had?
Oh, no.
This many.
This many.
I've
She's
had,
showing her bottle off.
it's half a beer. It's a Stella.
It is Stella. David likes that bitch too.
I love Stella.
Yeah. So I pawned it off on Robert, and we waited for a month for the customer to get us the deposit. Then we finally got the deposit, and we had to order the engine. And the engine showed up, So got the engine installed. After the installation of the engine, it was having some drivability issues and a few pinpoint tests and checking the obvious stuff. We came to the conclusion that it needed a PCM because it was having an issue with a 5-volt reference. So we ordered a PCM, and we had
not to sound dumb. The 5-volt reference, is that based off of the ground?
no power.
Power?
I don't know how it works on Chevy vehicles. I don't know. It was a Chevy.
Because I know that anytime that we have
Some of them are based off
Would
of the
it
ground
not
side
all
or
be
the
the
power
same?
side.
Oh, I
but
see.
it goes through the PCM,
Right.
But I don't know if the PCM grounds it or if it supplies power.
Gotcha.
I don't know on that vehicle specifically. So PCM came. We have a plug over at Chevy, and gave him a call to come and program this.
Oh, cool.
And so he showed up at my work after Robert brought me the vehicle to come and program this PCM. 2 hours he spent inside this vehicle. And at the end, he's like, I don't know. I can't figure it out. It won't take the programming.
Fuck.
All right, that's cool. So I say, we're going to take it over to your work. So we get it over to him at his work. And
Tie in later.
That
It's
is
going to tie in later.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Mikey came bearing gifts.
And here's Kevin, the COVID monster.
Kevin! COVID monsters here! Hi, Kevin!
Ooh, wee.
Come on down.
Hi, Kevin Waters. Welcome to the Customer States podcast, where we talk about everything in the automotive industry.
Welcome.
Oh, you come bearing gifts.
4 gifts.
4. Luckily, there's 4 of us.
Well, there's 5 of us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should stop drinking.
There's still a second half to go.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, so we get the vehicle over to the Chevy dealership. 1 month goes by.
It's a plane.
Okay, we did go through the back door. You know, he was like, giggity. That's what he said.
Phrasing.
We went through the back door, and they were just going to take care of it. He was going to have his text, like, help him out, figure out what's wrong.
Right.
Like, okay. So I didn't badger him. I was patient. I'm in the industry. I know
This whole
we're
thing
busy.
has been done like under the tables,
Right. Well, but
allegedly.
But again, I get it because, you know, certain people do that, quote unquote, and you can't let it interfere with your regular work. So
Of
you
course.
do it early in the morning, late in the afternoon, when
Turn
you
the
have
lights back on.
downtime, whatever. And so for a whole month, nothing was done. I'm like, okay, well, we need to figure something out. So we ended up going through the front door, and we had him write an RO. We got a service advisor involved and everything. It's like, okay, now we can move forward because the
Right.
advisor is going to follow up,
It's
right?
gotta
And
get
they're going to
done.
make sure that it gets done. 2 weeks go by, nothing. 3 weeks go by, nothing.
No.
And mind you, I called the service advisor twice, nothing. I texted her 4 times, nothing. And then finally, I got a hold of her one time. She's like, "Oh, let me see what I can find out." Didn't hear anything for a week. Another 2 weeks go by.
Jeez.
So I called again, and I got a receptionist, and she's like, "Oh, she's out to lunch. Do you want her voicemail?" I said, "No, I want a manager." I said, I need to
All
talk
right,
to
Karen.
Yes, no, this is ridiculous. You have to
That
be.
is
Come
fudge.
on, this
They've
is
already done
ridiculous.
it. Yeah.
You have to
Nothing
be
is
serious.
making
here.
me-
This is that is absolutely beyond ridiculous. I am a very patient person. Like I said, being in the industry, I get it, but this was stupid. So I asked, I said, and I was polite about it. I was a little frustrated, but I said, "I'm sorry, I need to speak to a manager, someone who can actually help me." And she didn't let me finish. She cut me off. She's like, "Okay, fine." All right, okay, so we're gonna play this game now. And she calls back. She's like, "Well, which vehicle's yours?" So I gave her the information on the vehicle, and she puts me on hold again. And so then the manager shows up on the line, well, which I later figured out was a manager. I didn't know at the time. And I explained to him what was going on. He's like, "Okay, I'll get involved. We'll see. I'll call you back." Okay, great. Finally, something's happening.
2 weeks later.
No, he did call me back the next day.
2 weeks later.
Yeah, no, he did.
Weeks later.
Oh, that was pretty
Hashtag
good.
tell them
Yeah,
Well
he's
done.
good at that.
He actually did call me back the next day to ask me more information. So I gave him the information. 2 weeks later, nothing. So I called him. I left him a voicemail. Didn't call me back. Coincidentally, that same day, The customer calls me. And mind you, she's been in touch the whole time. I've been keeping her updated. We're still waiting. They're not responding.
It's how long now?
It's been 2 months. 2 months it's been sitting at that dealer.
Jeez.
And so, mind you, they had to go over there one time to get some stuff out of their vehicle. And we didn't bug them or anything. We're just like, we had to get stuff out of it. She calls me. She's like frustrated. She's upset. She's, and her brother's on the line, the one who I put an engine in his vehicle for. Right. And she's apologizing because she's getting upset. I said, don't apologize. You have every right to be upset. Every right. This is stupid. There's no reason this should be taking that long. She's been Ubering every single day to work.
Oh my God.
She's been paying for an Uber.
And she paid out of pocket already for the engine itself.
She's paid like half of it.
Okay.
So she's at the end of the day, she just wanted to pull the vehicle out. She's like, I'm just going to sell it and cut my losses as is, because she can't be spending money on Uber anymore. She could have bought a car by now, and been done with it. Poor lady. So after that phone call, the manager finally calls me back. He's like, he didn't have any update for me. He asked me more questions. And I told him, I said, look, I've talked to my customer. I said, she wants us to pull the vehicle out. I said, she's tired of waiting. He's like, I said, unless you can give me a definite answer tomorrow on where we're going with this, then we need to pull it out. He's like, I'll call you back tomorrow. I promise.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, right. That was good.
Shenanigans?
He called me back today, and he's like, yeah, we don't know what we can do with this. We can't work on this for you.
Wow.
So for 2 months it sat there for you to tell me you're not going to work on it.
So they literally haven't even looked at it.
They haven't touched it.
Sitting
on the roof of the parking structure for 2 months.
Nice.
Oh,
they didn't.
Oh my God.
I let him know. I said, look, I get it. I do. I'm in this industry too. I have a vehicle right here that came from a private shop, screwed to shit. I said, I understand. But at the same time, at the end of the day, we're technicians. We get paid to fix these broken vehicles. I said, why won't anybody touch that car? What are they afraid of? This is literally what they're trained to do. This is bullshit.
Because if it's a shop availability issue, then hey, we're not going to be able. They know what they're looking at.
He asked me specific questions. So you dumped a long block in it. You unplug the harness. You plug the harness in. You drop it in the car. Done. Mm-hmm. You didn't take a million things apart. It's not rocket science. Anyways, I went around with him a couple times, and he just listened. I said, you know what? I said, I'm beating a dead horse with a stick here. I said, I'll be there today or tomorrow to come pick the vehicle up. Please have it ready. And that was it. I feel so bad for this lady. I feel absolutely terrible. She's into this vehicle, $5,500 with us.
Oh, God.
$5,500 to have a paperweight.
To be Ubering everywhere.
Yes.
Jeez.
I feel absolutely terrible for her.
Before we go, I was just going to say, before we go to break, what's the question for Eric from the listener?
Is that
it
an
lengthy
after break question?
No, we can do it now. We always have time.
What was with that sinister laugh? Oh, God. I'm nervous.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Are you nervous for
Why?
me?
I am.
Hold my hand, Allie.
My hands are sticking to the
Whatever.
label.
Okay,
So-
Mikey's getting ready.
This is a question from a listener who wishes to remain anonymous.
Oh.
Okay.
Don't be chicken.
However, hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
I like your black socks. You're going to go deliver mail soon?
Where are your sandals?
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Eric, if Ford went to tech competency tomorrow, would you still be able to work on everything you currently are working on?
Translation?
Not until 2 weeks from now when I actually go to the class.
Training and certification.
Yes, my training and cert is it 2 weeks? No. Yeah, it's 2 weeks from now.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
You want to be
Sorry.
proud of me?
In
Yes.
2 weeks I will
We
be
got
able
the new
to.
training out today. You want to know how many days it took me to do it? Today.
I'm still waiting for my senior master technician stuff to come out.
Well, when you sit in front of a computer all day,
No,
it's-
don't pick it apart. No,
I don't
Not
sit.
you.
Oh, yes. This man sits in front of a computer. every
Yes.
day.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
you have
I
plenty of
also
time to
sit
do
in
the
front of
training.
computer.
Do I, Eric? Do I?
No.
Okay, we're gonna have to
Oh my God.
pick this up at training because I have a comment and a concern regarding Mr. Rikus.
You know what I'm concerned about? I'm concerned about
Paying the
the fact
bills?
that I need, that too. Yes, we need to get our bills paid and thank our sponsors. We really do. They're
I
very
could only put a
important.
teaser of the music in there.
Okay. We will see you all after the break. Keep the lights on, yada, yada. You know the story. We'll be back.
Thank you very much, guys.
Hi, Mike Sarah here from Customer States. If you're searching for the highest quality additives, lubricants, or cleaners for your automotive, heavy equipment, agricultural, or industrial machinery needs, look no further than the Justice Brothers line of products. From lubing your chainsaw, performing a complete fuel system treatment and decarb service on a customer's vehicle, keeping that forklift forking and lifting, or just need a can of that famous JB80 penetrant to persuade a rusty bolt, Justice Brothers has you covered. Travis Ferris of Hit Distributing is not only Southern California's authorized Justice Brothers distributor, but also a great friend of mine. Over the years, Travis has helped me and my dealership with anything and everything we need, including all the lines of Justice Brothers products and even equipment to perform the various services we may need for our specific application. HIT stands for honesty, integrity, and trust. So you know when you contact Travis, that's exactly what you'll get. That, combined with Justice Brothers supplying superior quality automotive products since the 1940s and 75 years in the racing industry, you will have absolutely everything at your disposal to get the job done. Justice Brothers is proudly made in the USA, and they have a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Justice Brothers has the best quality products over any other competitor, and they'll gladly tell you that themselves. If you live in the Southern California area, call my man Travis Ferris at 805-208-7818. And if you don't, call him anyway and tell him I said thanks. And visit justicebrothers.com to learn more about their complete line of products. Justice Brothers, America's brand for quality.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I was late to that party. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're back.
We're back.
Thanks again to our sponsors for helping us keep these lights on and running, On that note,
Travis Ferris from Hit Distributing, supplying Justice Brothers products.
Hi, Nick.
Ray Moon,
that person.
From El Ranchito Taco Shop, Lake Elsinore.
Raymond Moon.
In case there's any confusion.
Yes.
Ray Moon. And
they're not
and Nick
mispronouncing
Lowridge
that, by the way.
from Macco Tools.
Nick.
And Kier for the drinks. Thanks, buddy. All right, let's crack them.
Oh, wow.
That was fantastic, Mikey boy.
That was well done.
Leave it to the drummer. It's okay.
I got you a handy later.
Let's see if I can get a better pop this time.
I didn't even have anything to say about that.
Wait. Oh, that's not too bad.
That's a good one.
There it is.
Did someone pick up after me and pick up the caps that
Yeah,
were
that
on
was
the
me.
floor? Thank you.
It's okay.
Oh, there was only 3 cracks this time, if you noticed.
Wait, where's the other crack? What happened?
Oh, Allie's just.
I'm
Allie's
sharing.
sharing.
You're abstaining from your own?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Because she's already a drunken mess.
I'm going to get night card.
Watch the YouTube.
Anyway, speaking of road tests,
Speaking. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Great transition.
Hey, speaking.
so I had a service advisor call me up to the service drive to go for a road test with the customer. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Bye, Kevin.
Bye, Beans. Bye.
Bye, Bean.
So had a service advisor call me up to go road test with the customer. No big deal, right? So go road test with the customer, and he has this
Spoiler alert, it was not me.
Spoiler alert, it was for a spoiler.
He has this issue when he's driving on the freeway and, under a little bit of a load, light acceleration, lugging the engine down, there's this shudder. And he swears it's from the differential or something in the drive line. And, he just wants to know what's going on with it.
It's a good thing he's a mechanic.
Well, apparently the guy is buys and sells cars.
I'm an engineer and I've been doing this.
Yeah.
One of those, yeah. Oh, man, you know. But this is his personal vehicle, so it's a little bit different. But he, like, you know, and he's telling me, oh yeah, you know, if it was such and such issue with the vehicle, I just, you know, give it back to auction and, you know, turn it back into auction, whatever the popular term.
That's nice. Let's try and figure out your problem.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
so
moving on.
we experienced the event a few times, and on the way back to the dealership, he's trying to like press me for like specifically what's wrong with the vehicle and how to fix it. And I'm like, you know, I
Can't say for sure.
I never want to tell you for sure what's going on with the vehicle, even if I know like in my gut what's going on, but I still want to like, you know, put my scan tool on it and like, you know, verify for sure what's going on with the vehicle. It could be this, could be that.
Make sure you do your multi-point.
Yes, and make sure you do your multi-point. However, so it turns out that this guy was trying to press me for information on what to fix the vehicle for, because as I was coming back in the dealership, I said, well, you know, I'm going to need to diagnose this further. I think I know what's going on, but I have to diagnose this further. Are you okay to leave the vehicle for a day? Oh, no. I just wanted to take it over to my buddy's shop. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with the vehicle.
Oh, listen here, motherfucker.
Yeah. So I just went out on a road test with you for, you know, X amount, you know, 15, 20, 25 minutes and duplicated this concern, trying to diagnose it with you, trying to replicate the concern with the customer like I like to do and like what should be done, you know, most of the time.
So that you can diagnose it.
So you can diagnose it and verify the concern. And then all he wants to do is just
wanted free
get my opinion, get my free diagnosis so that he can have his buddy down the street fix it. And we still get paid by the job. And I probably shouldn't say this phrase, but I like to say to the customers, like, you know, I don't get paid to go on the road test with you. If there's something wrong with your vehicle, I want to fix it because that's how I get paid.
Yep.
And, you know, I didn't want to say it exactly to this guy because I didn't quite feel him out at the time. However, that's exactly what he wanted during this road test.
Yeah, no matter how flattering that is, that he trusts you to give him, you know, what's wrong, that doesn't pay the bills.
It's kind of like going to a restaurant and just getting like
a recipe for something. Or
well,
whatever.
I was going to say it's like sitting there in a waitress or waiter's station, a server's station,
Getting
taking
the
up
free
their
chips,
time,
the free salsa,
chips
free
and
water.
salsa and water, and just sitting there, and you leave, and you don't leave a tip. Like that's
the
the
same
kind.
thing.
Not that they're gonna tip you.
It's
but
not
like,
that I'm necessarily
I feel
money hungry.
personally
However,
attacked.
I get
No,
Just
you need to be
kidding.
paid for your time.
We get paid.
We don't
for
work
our
for
time,
free.
you know. And all of the time that I spend going on these road tests or doing these things around the shop, I'm not necessarily producing hours for under my technician's number or for the shop. So I need, you know, got to be some reimbursement for that.
Without you even finishing this story, I'm more mad at the fact that you weren't upset with him at the situation because I would have raised hell.
No, it's a customer.
I'm
it's a
well
client,
aware, but
it's
that's not
a
okay.
Neighbor,
That's unacceptable.
Whatever.
It's unacceptable. Doesn't matter who it is. It's unacceptable.
It would have
period.
been different if he wanted to come up to me and like talk to me in the service drive. Hey, I've got this thing going on. Like, can we talk it out real quick? And I spent 5 minutes talking. With
Absolutely.
him. But I you know, I was under the impression that I'm supposed to go on a road test with this customer
because he's going to leave it
so that we
fix it.
can generate a repair order on it, and so that he can, you know,
or at least pay the diag.
well, something like that.
Yeah.
That's usually how it happens. This is one of the first times where it was like, and he blatantly told me, like, as we were pulling back into the dealership, oh no, I'm just going to take it to my buddy's shop down the street. It's like,
Fuck you too, bud.
yeah, this isn't AutoZone. I'm not scanning your codes for free.
Right.
You know,
That's not how this works.
yeah. Oh, is it O'Reilly's that does that?
I don't fucking
No, they all do it. They all do it. But
Well,
yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, go have them scan your code and tell them, you know, that you got this misfire on cylinder number 1, and then figure out
need
what's
spark
going
plugs.
on. Yeah.
That's actually really
Or
fun.
here's the code P2703. Tell me what parts to replace.
Right.
P2703. My transmission techs out there know what that is.
I don't
See,
know what that is.
that metaphor that you
If
dropped
it's not
was really
PO
funny.
420.
I thought of
Or 430.
If I can know it.
I thought of walking, like literally somebody walking into a restaurant, like, "Oh, are you ready to be seated?" "Oh no, I just need to talk to the chef. I need his recipe."
I mean, you know, I don't mind helping people. I really don't mind helping people. But you can't, like, you can't come to my place of business and leech stuff out of the business, whether it's my information or my services or my air or water.
He knew
whatever it
exactly what he was doing. He took full advantage of the situation.
what I
It
was
was
gonna
completely
say.
and 100% malicious intent.
It
I
does
just I
feel
Period.
I don't want to think
take
that people are
advantage
like that.
y.
I understand
No, I
that,
think
and that's
that's
fine.
good.
You're a good person for that. But let me tell you, this
Because that will
situation was
jade
exactly
you.
that. It was,
Yeah.
period. It's black and white. I'm sorry that you went through that, though.
Hey, you know what?
Well, I
it
guess-
happens. That's my It's kind of one of the first times that really happened where a customer flat out told me like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get the vehicle fixed by you at all. I have a guy that does this." Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
So he literally just took it to you to be like, you say, "Oh, I think it's the fucking ramrod bullshit," or
car ramrod.
exactly.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what did you think it was, by the way?
Well,
Was it
actually,
a trans shutter?
I don't know that I even want to mention it in case this guy listens to the podcast. No, just kidding. He does not listen to the podcast. It definitely had a shutter from the torque converter. And in this specific vehicle, that's relatively common. And I know exactly what could fix it. And I also know that due to the age and the mileage of the vehicle, what I could have or should have also recommended and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the fact
You had
that,
already done the repair in your head.
yeah. Oh, and again, Rudy asked me the other day, like, so when a car comes in the service drive, you just like automatically know what it is, like because of your experience. I'm like, not all the time, but
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I have a good inclination because we work on the same vehicles all the time. It's always similar. Yeah, I have an inclination of what it might be, but you still need to do your due diligence and actually diagnose the vehicle.
Yeah, that's also nice when you get customers who come in and they go, well, and you get into the conversation, oh, people don't like dealerships and blah, blah, blah. They'd rather just go to, like Jiffy Lube or whatever, Brake Masters. And I had a lady today and she's like, what people don't really...
You had a lady besides me?
Oh, God.
Ooh. Wait. Because you guys are all married, it's a change? Yeah.
Yes. Badoo.
Oh, it's so much funnier when you explain it.
Jokes are always funny that way.
But we got into that conversation where she's like, if people really sat back and realized it's like, yeah, it might be 5 to 10% more expensive, but I know I've got somebody who's been working on the same car for 30 to 40 years, and I know that I'm getting my money's worth off of this extra 5 to 10% instead of two things being wrong and you're already 300% over budget.
Yeah.
Well, then the thing is that you're not going to tell me that the independent shop down the street has seen more of the same, for example, 2010 Ford Focuses. Nobody has seen more 2010 Ford Focuses than the guy who has been there since that car came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you're not getting a deal down the street. Sure, maybe the door rate is a little bit lower.
Right.
And they don't charge you quite as much of a markup on parts.
Yeah, but
which
if it comes
both aren't
back
under my control.
because they don't know how to diagnose it.
I know your car inside and out. I've been dealing with it since before it came out. Like, let me do my job and take care of you,
We have a customer that's well known at our dealership that will, to begin with, it started off like kind of real innocent like that, where, he started off as a real nice guy, got services done, had a few things here and there fixed on his car, bit by bit, even though it needed severe work. This car was thrashed and he used it, to drive around with Lyft and Uber and blah, blah, blah. And then it's slowly, like Eric said, it's like he got greedy, he got malicious. He's like, well, let's see how far I can push this. Where he would actually take his car when we were busy, drive through the service drive back to our technicians' bays.
And just go talk to them
and
directly.
start talking to the techs directly.
I know people like that.
Yeah. And
that lady hasn't come around in a while, by the way.
I also had a story about that I talked about in one of the early episodes in season 1 about the guy that was trying to show me all of his special tools in the sandwich bag. He was going to convert his Honda.
That's right, the transmission
to the Ford 6-speed trans. And he's got a buddy that's an engineer, and he's going to engineer. Dude,
the guy was stoned.
Get out of my shop. Get out of my shop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. And I needed to get rid of a string that was driving me crazy.
I like your socks, Jake.
Thank you. So this guy and
Nice sock.
we were getting real tired of him to the point of where, if we saw him back there in the nicest way possible, it's like, dude, get the fuck out of our back shop.
Right.
It's like, you have
can't be
no
back
right
here.
to be here.
No.
You cannot be here. Do not talk to my technicians when they're doing a job, number one, with another customer. And number two, you do not get to use this as your personal dictionary, library, whatever you want to call it, because your car is effed up and you want to go take it to your buddy down the street to have it for cheaper.
Yeah.
So one of my techs got real tired
You
of
pay
it.
a diagnostic charge for us to diagnose your vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of my techs, and for whatever reason, he kind of imprinted on one of my specific techs.
Was it the juice of an orange?
No, it was not. Next door to a juice of an orange.
Okay.
So he was getting real tired of it because it got to a point where it was every couple of weeks. And really all that we could do was just tell him, get the hell out. If you want us to tell you, you pay the diagnosis fee like everybody else. At that point, if you want to take that information and go take it somewhere else, that's fine. But at least you are paying my technician.
Right.
So he got tired of it and he decided to be like, you know what, screw it. So he ran the codes for him while he was there. However, he may or may not have told him something that would not fix the issue.
Perfect.
So he did. And of course,
I don't know how I feel
of course,
about
the guy.
No.
Malicious.
You need to be in our shoes to understand where that's coming from.
Yeah, I still might have not done that.
Okay, let me kind of make that a little bit less shitty. We told him one of the things that may fix the issue. Like, it was, in the grand scheme of things, one of the 10 things that needed to be fixed. However, it was not the thing that would immediately fix it.
Right.
So he told him that. Not even that it wouldn't fix it.
Give him a half-truth.
But exactly. It was like one of the check boxes to the laundry list that he needed. So he took it, of course. He's all happy. He's like, I just fleeced you jackasses. This is going to be great. So he takes it. A week later, he comes back and he's pissed. He's pissed. He comes in, asks for the service manager, like, you know, my technician next to it's like, whoa. And because he was in at the same time, he showed him, he's like, whoa, slow down. I told you what it could be.
But you didn't want me to look at it,
right.
So I don't know what it was.
You get
Nothing.
Yep.
You took it upon yourself to take the knowledge that you asked me that I told you what it might be, and you chose to go spend the money. And he goes, well, my buddy told me that, you know, it needs coils and spark plugs and injectors and all of this thing. And he's like, that very well may be so, but this was also one of the other problems that the car needed. And then, of course, you know, Alex gets involved with him, and we're all like, listen, man, we've told you no. We've told you diagnosis.
Yeah.
And it's the same for everybody.
Yep.
And when we tell you 175 or 185, depending on what the diagnosis is for, and you go, oh, well, what deal can you cut me? No deal. That is the diagnosis fee.
Yep.
That is the door price when you walk in, whether you like it or not.
Period.
Well, how do you expect me to drive Uber and Lyft? Not
That's
our
your
problem.
fucking problem.
Yeah, sorry, man.
That's a
Not
YP.
problem.
In the words of Robert, that's a YP, not an MP.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
And that
YP,
and
not
same
an
thing.
MP.
And he's like, well, Uber and Lyft won't let me drive the car because it's unsafe. Good.
Yeah.
Spend some money then. If this is that important to you, spend the money to fix the damn car. Real simple. So
I'm sorry. Fuck your customer and fuck that customer. They both deserve to be fucked. I don't care. They're wrong. They're wrong.
I don't want people to think that it's malicious, but
It was.
my guy was blatantly malicious. He was a douche.
No.
Like he had no problem portraying
I
himself as
am
a
one
douche.
to give people the benefit of the doubt, but the facts are black and white here. It's crystal clear. They went in there with this intent. Period. It didn't work out to where, oh, well, maybe I can, you know. No, this is why they showed up there. Period. Fuck them both. Anyways, moving on.
That does sound like a lot
We
of
should
fuckery.
probably
Right.
unfuck
Well,
this whole thing.
Right, and with the unfuckery, Mike,
Thank
same
you,
thing with
Mikey.
before.
I'm sorry I stole your thunder.
Because this is
We all arrived at the same time.
I'm arriving.
Yeah,
I'm arriving.
I have arrived.
Do not arrive.
because Allie is going to be the one that starts this because it was her idea actually. But on the case of unfuckery, if they're nice, we'll help you out. Maybe half the diag fee.
But say, like, hey, can you guys help me out? Give me some kind of idea of what you might think this is, you
or
know?
I'm
or
hard up. This is my only job. I'm down on my luck.
something.
Okey-dokey.
Be upfront. Yeah, no, absolutely. We're not heartless assholes.
Right.
We'll be more than happy to help you. But
So, Allie, unfuck this
don't be
situation.
sneaky about it.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring
Can
up
you unfuck me?
I will always unfuck you.
I love you so much. And there's the pop.
Wow.
Mikey, play with the soundboard.
Play with the sound.
Wow.
Play with your button.
Shenanigans?
Yes.
So this has been something that I feel like is 90% of my job lately, and I have a new terminology for it. It is called unfuckery. I am presented with so much fuckery these days, and I feel like my whole job is to unfuck the situation.
Absolutely.
I have to figure out, okay, well, backpedal on what TSBs we used, or maybe, just maybe, try and figure out how the hell this was warranty in the first place.
Yeah.
That's not warranty.
Well.
Oh my god.
Or you take a gamble of the dice and submit it anyways and hope that it gets covered.
90% of what it is.
I'm gonna come.
Do not come.
I miss Sam. I miss Sam.
I miss Sam too.
I miss Sam too, and
I
I'm
saw
sure
her today.
Sam is
saw
doing
Sam
a
today.
lot of
Sam today.
unfuckery too. Maybe less unfuckery than I do, but you fucked it up. Now I gotta unfuck it.
No, she's still dealing with
and
the
polish
fuckery
that
because she
hair.
calls me and asks me questions.
Anastasia.
All the time.
Oh,
She
Anastasia.
Nasty Asia.
Nasty Asia. Oh my god.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. She'll be walking through the front. Nasty Asia. Hi. Yeah.
Are you sure she?
Oh, it's a
wanted
term
that
of
hair?
endearment.
Okay.
Yes. No, it's a term of endearment. Anyways, you were saying?
Yeah, there is. I feel like that's a lot to do with what you guys do too. Like somebody fucked up the car, you have to unfuck that situation.
Yep.
You have to fix it. It was screwed. Like you have to get there now.
Oh, like when somebody breaks a wheel lock key on a Raptor and 4 people in the shop try to get it off, and then somebody calls me and tells me that, oh, hey, I fucked this up, and 4 other people took a stab at it and fucked it all to hell, but I need you to help me right now.
So that is very relatable.
I think I sent her a little too hard there, bud.
Thank you. Yeah, that happened last week. I don't think that was this week. I think that was last week. But that happened last week, and on a Raptor, a wheel, those fancy lock keys. What are those things called?
The spline locks?
No, not a spline lock. A Ford one, like the Megard set.
Oh, that stupid thing in the middle.
Yeah, it's got a little crazy little
It's got
star
like a little
thing.
flower in the middle.
Anyway,
yeah.
so one of these little wheel lock keys broke like in half, I guess. And the technician that was working on it.
It does say right on the package, don't use
Do
impact
not use
tools.
an impact.
Oh, I'm well aware. Thank you.
I'm not even a tech, and
I
know
love that they tape the key to the impact to the socket on the
Please
impact
do
gun.
not get me started.
Yes.
Do not get me started.
Yes.
So,
man.
damn it, now I'm triggered.
Yeah. Oh, soundbite.
So the key is the lock is broken. People have tried to use air hammers on it and chisels on it. And
Are
blah,
they trying
blah.
to get the nut off?
The nut off?
Oh, okay.
It's broken. It's split in half and
They're
broken.
trying
on
to
the wheel.
get the nut off.
Hey,
They're trying to bust the nut.
That's the best I can do for you right now. And so the technician comes to me and tells me that.
Phrasing.
Sorry, it's been a long podcast already.
Long.
Technician comes to me and tells me that 4 other people have already tried to get this thing off. Can you please help me? So I come over and the wheel's already kind of destroyed. It's it has impact marks on it and whatever.
God.
Yeah. So and he's telling me, I used the air hammer and blah blah, and it's like some Harbor Freight little chisel
Where was
air
I?
hammer. I don't know, dude.
Because they
I don't
usually
know.
come and call me. I'm surprised.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe I was off that day.
So I
Maybe.
work on this thing for about half an hour to 45 minutes. And after I got the stud the nut finally loose, using the air hammer to kind of go
Knock it
around
around,
in a
yeah.
circle, knock
Right.
it around in a circle, which apparently no one else could do of the 4 other
That's why I
people.
said, why did no one call me? That's what I
Okay.
do every time.
So
Sometimes you just have to knock the nut loose.
Bust the nut, Allie.
as I'm trying to do that, I finally get
bust a nut.
enough loose on the nut that now the stud splines have pushed out through the hub.
Nice.
So now the whole thing's rotating. I have nothing to grab on. I tried everything. And I told the tech, I said, this is why I ask you guys to get me involved first. Because I am like your first line of defense, especially if it's something that could potentially cost the dealership money, like you broke something or something broke that we're not going to be responsible for, which happens. We're all humans. It happens.
$900 rim.
No.
$1,200.
No.
14.
Yes.
It's a $1,400 rim.
So Mike goes back to his stall.
Those are the bead locking ones, aren't they?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Either way.
Mike goes back to his stall.
You as in Mike?
Me as in Mike.
He's speaking third person.
Third person.
Grabs the oxygen and acetylene tank.
Ah, yes.
And
This sounds fun.
I turned
The rim's already fucked. It doesn't matter.
What does it matter?
Well, I'm not going to drill it out because the thing spins. There's no way, and I'm not cutting the hub off to get the rotor off. No. So
my God.
I turned the rest of whatever that nut was into liquid.
Yes.
And pulled the wheel off.
Nice.
It's like,
There you go.
we're already fucked here. And again, I wasn't mad at the person that it happened to. I just said, hey, next time, please let me know before you go and ask, 7 other people to help you out. That's why I'm here, is because I usually have good luck with this stuff. I have the tools, I have the techniques. It's not that I'm special. It's just
Not your first rodeo.
I've done it before. Yeah.
Right.
So please
Try
let me
it.
help you. That's what I'm here to do, is to help you guys. It's, it's frustrating, but it happens.
But Mike, I was
Unfuckery.
scared.
Unfuckery.
I was scared.
Call back.
Mike does unfuckery. I do
Please.
unfuckery too.
Please hashtag things unfuckery on the various.
Noted.
Podcast threads.
I like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the social medias.
It'll be a
thing. Do we have time to elaborate on unfuckery, or
We
should
absolutely have time to elaborate on fuckery.
Because I have had an ongoing situation with a seat cover.
I've heard this story several times,
Like,
and it
he's
keeps
heard
changing
all
every
the
time
levels.
she tells me about
I
it.
have not yet.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I've not talked about this at all on the podcast.
No, you haven't.
You were supposed to last week, and it never
Yes.
happened. And you were supposed to tell me, but I
we went
wanted
off
it
on
to
a
be
tangent,
fresh.
like we usually do.
Okay.
I need about
So-
350.
Everyone, sit down, grab your popcorn.
Here's the beginning of the story.
In the beginning.
In the very beginning, I receive an RO that
Tessa's
says customer
supple
status.
Oh my God. Stop. Just stop. Sell the bell, though.
It's hashtag Syllabel. Oh my goodness.
That states, there's a rip in the seat. The car has, 18,000 miles on it. So it's not a new car. It's a 19. It's a Jetta.
18,000 miles is still enough to kind of wear in leather.
Yes.
Make it
Yes,
supple.
Jake.
Make it supple.
It is.
Still
So-
a relatively new car, but yes.
It's a relatively new car, which comes into play later.
New adjacent.
It's newish. Anyways, the customer's complaint was that the seat is ripping. So literally the comments for the story is verified seat ripping, sent seat to upholstery shop, tested repair, like verified repair after, all okay at this time.
Ass felt good in seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Comfy.
Yeah,
my
snuggled in my tush a little bit and it was good.
My tush feels great.
Leather does not feel too firm.
So immediately with an aesthetic thing, I'm like, especially with the seat,
It's not
like,
You wanna
gonna. It's
check it
not
out,
gonna fly.
yeah. So initially, I grabbed the seat because it wasn't signed off. So grab it from the tech, and this seat is threadbare in the middle, so it's a leatherette seat, and it has those like little ventilation holes.
Yes.
And there's little puckers in the ventilation holes.
The holes
all
are
over.
puckering?
Yeah, they're looking a little loose.
Phrasing.
And
Phrasing.
Yes. Oh my god, that was too perfect.
Sorry,
High five.
sorry guys, we have to
I'm
end
sorry,
the podcast. The podcast is over. And there is a thread.
What does high score mean?
Sorry, I was late on that draw. It's okay.
There's a threadbare like tear in the seat that legitimately looks like the customer has ripped a giant hot one, and it just it just split the seat, and you can see the white threads. Okay, so I take it over. Oh, and when you flip the seat over, it's got liquid. Like there
Ew.
are stains on the back
stains
of the
liquid.
cover.
It's not currently
No,
wet.
it's not moist.
Oh, okay.
It's not noise.
Oh, I love that word.
And
So did Sammy.
oh, sorry, Sam.
Dammy.
So I'm immediately pissed. I'm like, what the fuck is? Because to me, it looks like
That's not warranty.
the customer has sprayed the seat with something, and it's made the material crack,
Deteriorate.
deteriorate,
Prematurely
if you
weak.
will.
Your
Nobody
leather conditioner
loves
is
a
not
premature.
conditioning.
No.
But it's not. It's like,
What is that brand? Lexol?
Yeah.
there's some other things
I use turpentine.
that I
JB80.
talked to the tech about that would be consistent with them trying to sanitize their vehicle.
Oh, that makes sense.
There you
And in the time of COVID, that's okay.
Yeah, makes
that's a
sense.
thing, but it's totally not warranty.
No.
So I take it to the service manager. He's like, yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, it's not supposed to do that. Obviously, there's not supposed to be that condition in the seat. Okay, fine. So he takes the seat.
Was
back
this
to
the driver's
parts
seat or the
department.
passenger
This is
seat?
the driver's seat.
Yeah,
Okay.
the seat that's used most often.
Okay, I was going to say, so why doesn't the other seats look
Well,
like
something
that?
he brought up to me was how come the other seats look like that? And this is the crux of all the warranty. And I'm kind of jumping the gun because there is a step in between of then the part got requested.
Of course it did.
Called back.
It got
Yeah,
called back.
back.
There was a parts request.
Yeah.
Well, for Volkswagen, there's two kinds of parts requests. There's a physical parts request in which you have to send the part back, and there's a photo request. So when I go and take this one is a photo request. I
Okay.
go up, I take a picture of the seat. There's no tear in this seat.
Oh.
What?
There's just some cracking on the side bolster of the seat bottom. Still a stain on the back. But to me, I don't know what happened. This could have been that what the tech turned into me was not the part that was supposed to be replaced.
I'm confused. What was the part you had grabbed earlier and you said you could see the threads and all that?
It was a seat bottom cover.
But it wasn't that one?
Well, you would assume it wasn't that one unless somebody sat there and fucking stitched the shit up, which I would be able to tell because.
So
come on.
okay, so in case
Yeah,
anybody
this
else
is
is
getting deeper and
in
deeper.
case
This
anybody else is confused
This
right now,
is a
you
This is the
had,
3-week-long
inception of-
issue.
you had looked at a different cover at first than when you went up to go and take the picture.
Yes.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
So
The
I don't
plot
know
fucking
what
thickens.
happened there because I go to the parts department. I made you put that on there at one point. It's like 17 pages back.
No, it's not even pages. That was seasons ago. Okay.
Okay.
Moving
Anyways.
forward.
So
Season
I even
ago.
have Ron do an inquiry on the part because I can run
I like Ron.
Yeah, Ron's very
Ron's a cool guy.
Did you get to meet Ron today?
I didn't know.
You get to see like a whole list of every single time the part was replaced. And it's only been replaced once in the past 6 months. So I don't know where this fucking ghost ass rip cover was
The one that you originally had.
that I originally had. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. So now we're at a point where the cover that I had to take a picture of, there was a stain on the back, and there are 3 little, consistent on each side, mind
Cracks.
you, cracks in the leather on each side of the bolster. So
Okay.
that's the part that hugs your legs, right? Okay.
I mean, that
So
happens all the time.
Yep.
What happens with the part request, guys?
It gets denied.
It gets denied.
Yep.
Very surprising to all of us. It gets denied. So I take it to my service manager. Hey, what do you
Here you
want
go.
me to do with this? We've had several discussions about this before
Here,
that I didn't think this was going to work out.
I'll be Mark.
No,
Make it work, Allie.
yeah, no. He likes to say, "You go, girl."
Gee, it seems like technicians
That's
so and
not-
so
wait a
didn't
minute.
do their job properly.
That's not condescending
Wait, is it-
at all.
Hey,
not.
is this through Alex?
No.
This is through
Volkswagen.
This is
side.
Volkswagen. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Well, you said no.
So then there's a whole extensive process that you have to go through to the second look process to appeal a parts decision, which he kindly has left in my court to go through. And this is the kind of fuckery that I am trying to unfuck in this world.
Jesus Christ.
It sounds like somehow that there might be a busted seat somewhere and that different car or different seat cover
Yeah,
and somebody pulled
I
something
don't
off.
know
You're-
what magic happened.
what employee drives that sort of vehicle
I
that would
don't
want that
know,
sort of seat cover?
But we only sold one and ordered one in the past 6 months. So that's
Allegedly.
weird, allegedly. But I wonder if there was supersessions there that we could have looked into.
I was
Parts
gonna say,
supersessions.
yeah.
But so I had to. So when I take it to the parts, the service manager who wants me to appeal this, there's a whole thing about what was the defect. You tell me what the defect was. And I'm sorry I'm so heated right now, but this is like my whole job.
Put
a
all your
heated
emotions
matter.
into it, girl.
Go get
The
it.
defect
You
is
go,
the leather's cracked.
You go, Glen Coco.
Well, so my thing is that is the symptom. What is the defect? And I've talked to Eric about this, and he's like, well, yeah, it's that the leather was cracking. So was it that the material wasn't made properly? That's the only fucking seat that was like that.
It's like
The seat
D4,
that
flaw
sit
in
in-
material or
It's a flaw in the
whatever.
material.
We
It
need
is,
to
yeah.
have that verbiage, that communication.
Through the
because
RO.
if that was
Yes.
there ahead of time, I don't think that the part would have been requested at all.
Right.
Because there's stories there. We're a small dealership. We really don't get that many things processed to look at unless it's like crazy diag, or they usually fly right through.
That's the-
because we're trustworthy. We don't get audited much.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing.
Oh, it
Knock
happens.
on wood.
Shit happens. So he goes, why did you take a picture of the back and send it to him? Send it to the parts request. Well, I have a checklist of what I'm supposed to send to them, or they're going to deny it.
Yep.
Yeah, we have digital imaging
I have
the
to
same
show
way.
them.
They want to see the underside of the vehicle, the left side of the vehicle, the right side of the vehicle, the
wheel
license
well.
plate,
Sorry
the
that-
wheel well.
Like a close up of the
if
damage.
these
Sorry
four
that
failed
all
components.
of us can't sit on our computer and look up recipes all day.
That was directed towards, for those of you who are listening, that was directed towards
The service
allegedly
manager.
towards my service manager.
Not towards Allie. And before we end this, speaking of which, with small dealership and car brands like higher up being total dickwads with like certain parts and claims and stuff like that. I've got 2 cars who've been down for 4 months now because there is a known problem with the water control valves that they have.
But we don't have the O-rings. There's a we have
all
the
of
control valve.
All of a sudden now you have to replace the O-ring and the fucking gasket, even though they don't have to be replaced. But they
wow.
will not. It does not have
It's
to
not
be
warranted
It's
if you
in
don't
the-
replace it. It's
there's
a
a
one-time
T-
use part.
Bingo.
There's a TSB on it though, and
Where
there are
you-
mandatory parts listed in the TSB.
Never was this way before. It's only with the newer. Even though
But
we've
it
done
is
this with the
now.
19s and the 20s. The 21s and on, they've changed their minds. So like, sorry, we won't pay you for this unless you use all 5 of these parts, even though they're back ordered for 6 months.
That's
Have
the beauty
fun.
of a TSB.
So, anyways, that was my quick rant.
This was a really emotional podcast.
I
That's
feel
what we're
like
here
it
I
for.
was.
love it. I hope our
Hold
listeners
on.
enjoyed.
Before we leave, we're going a little bit long, but I had brought out my RC car, my
You
rock
did.
RC car.
Yes.
That was supposed to remind me to talk about my off-roading experience this weekend.
Yeah, you had
Because
fun.
if anybody saw the pictures on the social
Yes,
medias,
yes.
they saw my Ranger floating in a small pond.
I was very concerned about
Your
the health of your vehicle.
NBS Ranger,
Mostly bone stock.
near bone stock.
NBS.
NBS.
Yeah, near bone stock. So yeah, everybody who knows me knows that I love that amazing, awesomely sweet bone stock Ranger. And we went out off-roading in Gorman. We had invited the whole crew to come out, but
We had to.
My grandparents were here.
unfortunately it was we still had a great time, but it was only Kevin, myself, and our buddy Cody and Brian. And we went out, had a great time up in Gorman. Snow, mud, ice, the whole big deal.
Shout out to LDC.
And then at the very end of the day, when we're almost ready to pack up, we found this last mud puddle, and we were going to go through this mud puddle. And I told Kevin, "Oh, you go first through it. You've got the most, the craziest vehicle, most advanced vehicle, the highest ground clearance. You go through it first so that you can like Mark Twain it and figure out how deep the thing is. Right? That's a callback."
Can you just like throw a rock with a stick and like a fucking see how far the string
The
goes in the
splashes.
yeah.
So he denied, and he said, "Oh, Mike, you got this." And so I went
I
out.
fucking sent it back.
I might have sent her a little too hard.
I
And
kind of feel like we should have had Kevin for this part of it.
well, I offered him the opportunity to come on, and he doesn't want to.
Thanks, Kevin.
It's okay. He's doing his own thing upstairs. But yes, so went through the puddle, got stuck basically mid puddle, and as I'm yelling at my truck stalled, And so I'm yelling at Kevin like, hey, because he's sitting on the side of the road, on the side of the track right there, filming. I'm like, dude, go hook the winch up, get your truck around. I need to be pulled out. He's like, oh, and he's like still filming. And I'm like, dude, I'm sinking right now. I can hear the water rushing in. He's like, oh, I'm like, dude, go, and like give him the signal, and then finally hops in the truck and like starts unspooling the winch, and I hop out of the vehicle and walking across the hood to try and hook his tosses me the winch line. I hook it up to the front of my truck. I get pulled out. I hop back into the vehicle without opening up the door and realize that there's 2 to 3 inches of water in the floor of my Ranger. So yeah, I mean,
How
it was
does that smell?
It doesn't smell.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I was just curious.
No, I gutted the truck. I pulled all the seats, all the interior out. Pressure washed the carpet. I've washed the floor pan of the vehicle. I'm letting the carpet air dry over a week or so. There's a lot of insulation and padding and stuff underneath there that gets nasty. So anyway, I had a great time off-roading. That's a little bit of an explanation behind that picture.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, should have gone.
And by the way,
My truck would have been able to do that just fine.
Your truck's giant.
There will be more
Ranger's
times for
not.
that.
Yeah.
I want to find a big puddle like that and bring extra air filters.
The Ranger was great. It did, that was the end of the day anyway. It was like 3 o'clock. We had to be getting home anyway, decided full send. So it was an amazing time. And you guys have got to come along.
We will.
We will.
Yeah.
You guys can ride in my truck. I've got plenty of room.
I actually already have it lined up with my buddy that works over at the rental place.
Allie, you can come sit in my truck with me.
I will love to sit in your truck.
He's getting us a lifted, fully loaded Gladiator.
That's nice. Allie will ride with me.
Yes.
I'm going to steal her from you. Oh, by the way, everybody, quick tease. We will be doing a YouTube Live
Just
next
the tip.
week.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. So next week,
The light just
Bing,
lit
bing.
up in your eyes.
So we're going to try and do a YouTube Live. It's a little bit of a behind the scenes of the introduction process for podcasting.
It'll be fun
for us. It'll
Join
be
us.
a great time, good time, uncensored. Well, none of this is censored anyway.
No.
It'll be amazing. Also,
This is fun.
Yes, it is.
Definitely want to shout out and tell people, if you are a musician or have a band or know of a local band that wants to write some music for us or donate some music for us or something like that for these little intro sketches,
free plugs.
Please, we would love to hear you guys' stuff. We would love to shout you out and plug you. It's amazing. This is a band called the New Waves. They're absolutely amazing. I've already told you where you can check them out. The other thing is, I want to thank Dale Follett from Twisted Bills LLC.
Thanks, Dale.
He does all of our hashtag stuff,
Thank you,
our
Dale.
website
Yes,
design,
thank you.
a bunch of technical stuff for us. Norman Glazier, he is an amazing person. He does amazing metal fabrication works. You can find him on Instagram at stovocore_metalworks. And if you mention Customer States Podcast, you get 10% off anything that he's got in stock or on custom designs.
You guys should check it out. He's got some really, really cool stuff.
maxnorm@hotmail.com, which is Max with 2 X's, norm@hotmail.com.
Hotmail.
You could check us out on Twitter and Instagram at customer_states. You can find us at Facebook, facebook.com/customer states podcast. You can also find us on YouTube by searching YouTube at customer states ... podcast, which is also an ellipses.
Bada bing.
You can always email us your voice memos, your comments, your complaints, your suggestions, your topic ideas, your crazy pictures, your funny pictures.
Your questions for Eric.
No private pictures,
Your
please.
questions for me.
Your questions for any of us.
I'm a good punching bag if you just want to talk shit.
Yeah,
And
do
you take
you
it
want to
so well.
take out your aggression on your service writer? Jake will do it for you. Jake will listen.
I'm here for
He'll
ya.
say, I'm sorry, whatever you need from
I
your
understand where you're coming from. I really do.
Fuck your life. Bing bang.
The email address to unleash all of your aggravation and rage is customerstatespodcast@gmail.com, which just also happens to be our
Our
PayPal.
PayPal.
Give me money!
We're so thirsty, and my mic stand's a little sad.
It really is.
Mike's is legitimately broken.
Oh, this one's broken. I'll have a new one by next week. But again, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys listening and bearing along with us. And from all of us here, we thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you. We miss you.
Love you.
We love you.
Hi, this is Mike Sarah from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.